Hello, this is Tom Christiano from the Chelmsford News, and I'm at Dr. Michael Sargent's office, and he's here with his wife, Joanne Sargent, here in late September of 2020 during the pandemic, which is why they have their masks on. And first I'm going to talk to Dr. Sargent about his facility here and what's going on during the pandemic. And then afterwards, in a separate video, we'll do a little tour of your facility, right,
Sure.
Dr. Sargent?
Absolutely.
And just to let people at home know who may not know, we just did a nice video and a video tour with Joanne Sargent, who has a beautiful business, Begin With Skin. And I just noticed it's on your face mask, right, Joanne?
That's right.
Great. So Joanne, and they have this beautiful tropical fish, what do you call it? Fish tank here with these beautiful, colorful fish. And you've had this for a long time, right? The fish there and everything?
It's very relaxing.
Very. And would you like to take the mask down so people could hear you better, and Joanne? And Joanne, you're welcome. How long do you have? Sure. You could just stay as long as you like or whatever. So, Dr. Sargent, first could you tell us, how long have you had the facility here, Dr. Sargent?
It's probably 30 years in this location. I think it's 37 years total that I've had the office.
You don't look that old, Dr. Sargent. Oh my, 37 years you've been a dentist?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
37 years we've been married.
So you got married when you became a dentist, it sounds like. Oh my God, that's fantastic. And you have a nice, beautiful home in Westford, I know, which is very nice. And you both have successful businesses or medical facilities here in town.
We try.
Which is fantastic. Oh my God. So could you tell us a little bit about your medical dental office here, Dr. Sargent?
Well, as in, give me an idea what you'd like to know.
Well, you said how long you've been open. Oh, you redid this facility. How many years ago was that?
This building was redone 30 years ago.
30 years?
It was 30 years ago.
Already? Wow. Time flew by because
Yeah, we were across the street in the Boyd building for the first 7 years.
Oh, I see. And I remember what it was like before. So you did a tremendous service to the town by making this building beautiful again.
Came out
because
nice.
It was quite run down. I took pictures of it. When it was run down, they used to have an antique store with old stuff in there, or kind of junk or whatever. I don't know.
There's a lot of stuff in there.
In fact, you did such a great job redoing this that you won the Guardian Award. Shall we scan to this award that you won from the Chelmsford Historical Society? When was this, Dr. Sargent? Do you know?
Yeah, that was in 2001.
2001, Dr. Sargent won the Guardian Award from the Chelmsford Historical Society. And the Guardian Award is presented to a person or business here in Chelmsford that does a lot to guard what the sires have won, to guard the history of the town of Chelmsford. So that's a wonderful thing, Dr. Sargent.
It was nice. A good picture of Bernie Reddy in there, too.
Yes, I see Bernie when he was the president at that time, because I'm still on the board, Dr. Sargent.
Yeah.
And hopefully next year we can have a farm fair again in September. And our annual dinner, you've been coming to our annual dinners every May of every year. This year we couldn't have it because of the pandemic. In fact, that's why you and Joanne had the masks on earlier. We're taping this in September of 2020. So, Doctor, could you tell us the changes that have been instituted because of the pandemic here in your office?
Well, it makes it tough for everybody because there are restrictions that they put into effect, and I understand why they do all of that to protect the people, the patients that are coming in. But it's hard. You used to be able to just walk up to the door, come in, and be taken care of. Now you have to do things like call from the parking lot on your cell phone. When you call from the parking lot on your cell phone, then somebody at the front desk will answer. They'll ask you a bunch of questions, and then they'll figure out, all right, is this someone who really can come into the building or should be in the building? And they'll go and they'll let them in, but before they come in, they have to ask them a whole list of questions. Are you healthy?
Yeah.
When was the last time you were sick? There's a lot of
And do they take
your
their temperature as well?
Temperature when you're coming in. You can't come in if you have a temperature above 98.
It's the CDC changes it, but I believe anything over 100.4, they are not coming through the building. So the alcove behind you is where they're greeted by the respective dental professional. Their temperature's checked. They use the hand sanitizer. The COVID questions are asked in the alcove before they enter the main building, and then they are escorted into their room where their dentist or their hygienist is waiting for them.
Wonderful. And I imagine after each patient, it's cleaned or sanitized, however you do that. So it's been quite a pain, right, for everybody in Chelmsford in the world, right?
It's a pain, but when you look at what happens if you don't do these things, it's worthwhile to do it. We complain about it once in a while, but it's for a good reason.
Yes.
You want to keep people healthy.
And I'll say too, Tom, that one of the things that we did when we reopened back in June when we were allowed to, is we had a really good staff meeting. And one of the things that we took away with the staff was the fact that ever since they got out of school, whether they were a hygienist, an assistant, or a dentist, their world has been all about bloodborne pathogens, respiratory pathogens. So if there's any industry that gets this, it's certainly the dental industry. And so the staff, while a little bit difficult to have to wear additional personal protective equipment, we do it for their safety as well as our patients. But they're okay with it because they understand it's necessary.
Yes, it's strange times we're living in, right? Throughout the world, the pandemic's going on, but the United States has been hit particularly hard for various reasons. We have about 4% of the population and about 25% of the deaths from COVID-19 in this country, the United States of America. So it's good that we're taking all these precautions, as you said. And Dr. Sargent, when you were closed down, I think you were telling me that you came in anyway, right? To be here in case there was an emergency, is that right?
During those times, not many people were going to work. Not many employees were coming into work because they didn't know if we were going to have anyone to work on. And there was still, the phone was ringing off the hook with emergencies. Everyone was gone, so I figured, all right, I'll come in, I'll answer the phone, I'll check the phone call and the messages, I'll work on some people if they come in, and it worked out good because I got those emergencies off the plate, and we were able to bring in an assistant if we had a lot of people that were coming in. For a while, there were quite a few that were coming in, so we'd have to call in some of the assistants and the hygienists, and they would help me out. And at the end of the day, I'd sit there and fall asleep in the chair because it was a long day when you're working by yourself for a long time during the day.
It is.
Especially doing this kind of stuff, too. You're one-on-one with someone. It's they don't want to be sick. You don't want to be sick.
Yes.
It was tough, but everyone survived.
And you know, Tom, I'd like to say something interesting too. So everyone's heard about telemedicine, which has become quite popular now because patients are not going into doctor's offices.
Yes.
And we had to turn into a teledentistry model as well because, again, patients would call, and if it was after hours, I would take the phone calls, and I would say to the patient, could you please, here's my cell number, send me a picture of your broken tooth. And that gave us some idea of the severity of the dental crisis, if you will, and he would need to call in a staff member to help him out. We had lots of people falling off their bikes. I know you're an avid bike rider. We had a lot of bike injuries, outdoor injuries, trampoline injuries, so it was very difficult, but teledentistry was very helpful for us.
Yes. It sounds wonderful, and too bad that these people got injured, some of them, and that's very unfortunate. But you know what's good? That you were here for your patients, both of you. Whenever your clients needed you, you were here for them. And I'm one of your clients as well. And I know you've done a lot of work for me over the years, right, Dr. Sargent?
Yes, I have.
You practically remade, my whole dental structure with implants and everything, right, Doctor? And so I hope you never retire, Dr. Sargent. I won't ask you that, but please stay here until the end for me. But anyway,
it's got a long way to go, Tom.
Well, I hope so. I'm up to 2,300 miles so far this year, so I'm going to hit my 2,600. It looks like pretty easily, I think. And then it's yard work and housework. That's what my plan is, to catch up on that. Oh, I'm still painting almost every day. Yes. So that's great. So is there anything else we should say before we do a little tour of your office facility?
Again, just to recap that, of course, most patients when we reopened were amazing. I think patients recognize the importance of dental health and wanted to come in, and we have had very few cancellations. And what's interesting, Tom, is let's just say someone does cancel. In the old days, we would call Tom Christiano and he would say, oh, I can't come in, Joanne, at 2 o'clock because I'm at work. Now you can say, you know what, I'm working from home and I think I can sneak out for about a 45-minute appointment. So we're able to fill our schedule quite easily, but I think patients recognize the importance of good dental health and the inflammation that occurs when you don't have good health for heart disease and things like that have made people really make this as important to them as it would be to go to their doctor for their annual physical.
Oh yes, it's very important. I appreciate all the work that Dr. Sargent did for me over the years, and I'm able to eat everything that I want, even though, now I have the implants are just like regular teeth, but more expensive because you're born with your regular teeth, but it's well worth it.
Well, look, you're a good-looking guy now.
Oh yeah, well, we might be exaggerating a little bit there, but thank you. Well, Dr. Sargent and Joanne Sargent, should we do the quick tour of your facility now?
Whatever you want.
Thank you. Now we're going to do a little video tour of his dental facility, which is located at 21 Chelmsford Street, right near the center of Chelmsford. And how long have you been here now, Dr. Sargent?
I've been in this building 30 years.
30 years. And you've been a dentist 37 years or so?
37 years.
You don't look old enough, doctor, to have 37 years being a dentist.
Well, thank you. You may need a pair of glasses.
Yeah, oh, yeah, right. Well, doctor, we're doing taping in September of 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic, hopefully towards the end of it. But Dr. Sargent, if you'd like, you could put the mask a little bit down so we could hear you a little better.
Perfect.
Wonderful. And I have my mask on just for the Board of Health to know.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Sargent, I noticed you have an interesting photo up here. What is this photo of in your office?
Which one? The one up on the top?
The one on the top. You're surrounded,
Oh, yeah,
I
that's,
think, by...
that's one of my favorite pictures. It's a picture that I had spent a summer down in the Dominican Republic. And that was back in, it's probably 39 years ago. Before I graduated from dental school, I had volunteered to go down and work doing some dentistry on people in the Dominican Republic that didn't have any sources to have dentistry done. These poor people, you get a toothache and we all think it's terrible. You get a toothache and maybe I'll go to the dentist and get it fixed. Well, these poor people, they'd have the same toothache for years.
Oh my God.
There was nobody there to treat them. So there was a woman from Venezuela, and her daughter was going to Georgetown where I was, and she had a ton of money. And she volunteered, and she put up a ton of money, and she sent a group of dental students down to the Dominican Republic, and then she sent some to Colombia. And it worked out great. She was such a nice lady. And we were able to get down and do free dentistry on these people.
Nice.
We were able to get them out of trouble, out of pain. They had no one that was going to help them because you're in the middle of nowhere, except for this one guy they called the Sacamuela man. I always get a kick out of that. He would go around, and if you had a toothache, he'd take a wooden dowel and he'd put it on your tooth, and he'd go, boom, and he'd break the tooth off.
Oh,
and what that would do is that would let it drain, so you wouldn't be having any pain, at least for a while. So,
God.
So we got to get down there. It was an eye-opening experience. These poor people, they would give you anything. They had nothing. But they would come to you when we had a dental chair set up. It was a rocking chair with bricks. We had a cauldron. We had boiling water to sterilize the instruments because we had nothing to work with.
Yes.
And
oh my God.
It was just an amazing time down there.
Wow.
I would never go back again
because
we all got sick as a dog. You
the
get
water
you
and
get
everything.
dysentery when you're down there.
Yes.
You bathe in the rivers, and there were streams with muck in them.
Oh my God.
So yeah, we had a good time. We had a bad time because everyone got sick.
Oh my God, I could imagine.
But
That's
when we came home, you sit there and you think to yourself, you know what? You felt good because you helped out some of these poor people down in Dominican Republic. That you look at the picture, half of them have clothes, half of them don't.
Oh my! I know. I don't know how these people survive.
One of them is shining my shoes while I'm teaching them English.
Oh, really?
It was so funny. I picked those pictures out from that trip so often. It makes me smile.
And it would make you appreciate everything that we have here, right, in the United States.
We take things for granted. Everyone does.
Yes.
It's just the way things are.
Yes, but something like this you'll never forget.
Never, ever.
And what I do every morning in my journal, I write some things I'm thankful for that morning, first thing in the morning. It's like 4:35 in the morning. And it just gets you in the mode of thinking and being thankful for all that you have. You know, just a little habit like that. And this is the same for you.
These people would go out and get apples and all sorts of fruit that they had in their own gardens, in their yards or around it. And they'd bring them to you when you were going to take a tooth out, because they would never, ever ask for something to be done without doing something in return.
Yes.
That's just the way they were.
Yes.
It's just such a nice
And it
way.
makes them feel better, too, to give you something. Even if it was a banana they would give you sometime.
And all sorts of fruit from their own garden.
Wow, nice.
And we had one, we told him we were going to take his picture. I don't know if he's up there. I think he is. I just can't figure out where. But we told him we're going to take your picture. Can you go put a nice shirt on? So he went to his little hut. He came back. He was soaking wet. And we wanted to use him because he was the 1,000th tooth that we had taken out, my partner and I.
Oh, my God.
And he went to the river and bathed and then came up with fresh clothes on for his picture.
Oh.
So we talked about that. I'm still talking about it.
Oh, my God.
30-something years ago.
Jeez.
It was a good time.
I'm glad you did that, too, for them and yourself, but helping all those 1,000 people with...
Well, 1,300 teeth, not 1,000 people, though.
Some needed, two or three teeth.
As to what we were or weren't doing.
I said, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that was nice of you to do that, Doctor.
It was a good time.
Jeez. And I also see you've won, a number of awards over the years, right? I think, what is this one? 2014 Member of the Year, Dr. Michael Sargent, for outstanding service and dedication to the town of Chelmsford and the Chelmsford Business Association. And that was presented by the Chelmsford Business Association, right? And then there's a beautiful watercolor of Dr. Sargent's office here. For those who aren't familiar with it, on 21 Chelmsford Street, that's what the facility looks like. It's beautiful, and this watercolor is magnificent. It's amazing. And then Dr. Sargent here, this is Chelmsford High School Alumni Association Hall of Fame 2014. And you were the class of 1975.
Yeah, a long time ago.
You're a young person compared to me. Well, Dr. Sargent, that's fantastic. Shall we take a look at your facility?
Come on down. That's the entrance coming into the office, where now it's a little different out there. People can't just walk in. They actually have to come, call the front desk, make sure it's okay to come to the front door. We ask them questions. They disinfect their hands. They get to come in. And the front desk people sit behind these plexiglass sheets now.
They're so clean. I didn't even see it there.
That's to protect them from anything that may be coming in from outside.
Nice.
So everything now is you have to make sure you're protecting everybody.
Yes.
Yourself,
Yes.
your patients, people, even the UPS guy coming in the door. It's just amazing.
They have to wear a mask. You mean?
Yeah, you take it for granted as to what you used to do.
Yes.
It's a changed world.
Wow. Well, thank you. But yeah, this plexiglass here, and then
down the hall.
And so this is the office that Dr. Sargent has, and I'm one of Dr. Sargent's patients. So I've been here quite often in the past many years.
In fact, I wouldn't be honest if I didn't tell you that everything in this building, I used to be in the building, the Boyd building across the street.
Yeah.
Everything in this building was put together with the help of U.B. Scoble. You've heard me mention U.B. Scoble before.
Yes, yeah.
He was like a second father to me. He was the best. He watched out for me and made sure that I didn't make stupid mistakes.
Nice.
He was just a nice. He's since passed away, but I think about him every day.
Wonderful.
But
Wow.
He had a lot to do with making this front desk area. Nice mahogany and nice marble and.
Yes, look at this marble and then mahogany below
Yeah,
it.
that was all U.B. Scoble.
He put this together.
He said, Mike, this is what you're going to do.
Wow. Yeah, it's beautiful. And a beautiful design, too. And you have an upstairs, too, which we won't tour today, but
There's my staff.
that's a huge staff.
Yeah. Here's one of your favorites, Lisa.
Oh, there's Lisa. She cleans my teeth quite often. Yeah, we have nice
Here's
conversations.
Dr. Markham with me. It was at Christmas time on that.
Oh, and Dr. Markham works with Dr. Sargent here.
There's Dr. Markham again. There's me.
Nice. Oh, with Joanne. I see your
here's
wife, Joanne.
Yeah, Elizabeth Bentoncourt.
Nice. Oh, and there's some of your diplomas, right?
Diplomas. I went to St. Anselm College.
Is this your diploma here
That's
too?
my
Th-
Georgetown diploma. That's my St. Anselm diploma.
Was Georgetown for
Dental school.
dental school? Wow. I didn't know they give out diplomas like this or whatever. It's amazing.
It's turned a little yellow over the years.
Oh, and what is this one from, Dr.
That's
Sargent?
from St. Anselm.
Oh, St. Anselm.
College.
You went to
up in
dental
Manchester.
school?
No,
Oh, no,
I
the
went to
college.
there.
Oh, nice. In Manchester, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And
With the Benedictine monks.
Benedictine monks, nice. And you have more diplomas here, Doctor?
Those are Dr. Markham's.
Oh, Dr. Markham's, nice. Well, I've never seen diplomas like that with the frames and beautiful.
Yeah, they used to do that a lot.
Wow. Well, shall we see what else?
Sure.
What else you have here, Doctor?
This is a typical operatory here.
Oh, yeah.
We have.
So this is like one of your offices,
We have
or
eight operatories.
8?
Where we do work.
and it's called an operatory. Nice.
There's 3 upstairs and there's 5 downstairs.
Do you ever use the upstairs
We
ones?
do, not as much as we use the bottoms. The bottom ones are the ones on the first floor, much easy to get to. Less chance of somebody tripping, falling. You know,
Yeah.
we can access these a lot easier
Yes.
than if we're running up and down the stairs all day.
I didn't even know you had 3 upstairs because I've been here many times, but that's amazing. So, and you have everything
You get in the
cleaned
corner over there.
after each patient. You have it sanitized.
Yeah.
Beautiful, doctor. Yeah, and there's a television in each room. I think
You
for
have
the
to.
patients
Keep-
for diversion.
Take their mind off of
Yes.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
Come on down. The bathrooms are there.
Yep. Nice.
This is a little mini lab where I can
Oh.
touch up somebody's denture that needs
Oh.
a repair or something like that.
Nice.
So that's good for that.
It's a mini lab there.
And then you come that goes upstairs to
Oh,
the other office.
and there's another office here too.
Yeah.
What's the official title for it?
Operatory.
Operatory. Yeah, like an operatory, but like an operation room, right? But
right.
instead of a laboratory, an operation operatory.
That's just where we store some stuff.
Nice.
Another operatory here.
Is this? Yeah, I've been in this room quite often.
Yes, that's my room.
Dr. Sargent worked on me quite
why you
often
were
here. And you could see I have my mask on here in the mirror. Oh, but you don't have to put yours on, Dr. Sargent.
This is the sterilization room where the sterilizes, steam sterilizes,
Oh, you mean
pressure and heat.
your facilities, your
What-
tools, you
All
sterilize
the
them?
instruments that we use
Instruments?
on you, they come back here, they get cleaned, they get ultrasonic, and then they get thrown in the sterilizers.
Nice,
So those are with lots of pressure.
nice. You have a beautiful facility here, Doctor.
Thanks.
Oh, and you have some hand sanitizer here
Yeah.
for everybody. Nice. Yeah, I always carry hand sanitizer with me too. I have the pocket type.
There we go.
We're living in strange times
We
with the
certainly are.
pandemic.
Let's hope they don't get worse.
And this is another operatory
Yeah.
for who uses this one?
I use that one.
Oh,
and
this
that
one. Oh,
those
two. And there's your cameras over there. A lot of Dr. Sargent did put in, worked with me getting 6 implants, I think it was, and took many photos afterwards of the before and after.
At least. Yeah. This is Lisa's room.
This is where I get my teeth cleaned, and many other people do as well.
There you go.
And you have quite a few hygienists, though, don't you, Doctor?
We have about, I think 8 now.
8. Oh, and there's some cabinets, and everything is clean and beautiful here. Sorry. So, and then you have a sign here if it's clean or.
Well, if you're busy and you're breaking the rooms down, you want to make sure that every room that you're going to use has been cleaned.
Oh, I see.
So
Yes.
they'll know that they have to get in there and get that room.
I see, yes. And is this new because of the pandemic? A little covering on each?
You can't be touching buttons.
Oh, wow, yeah.
No more touching buttons.
How about once the pandemic is over, Doctor? It might...
Things will never go back to the way they were.
Really? Oh.
There's too many dangerous things out there. They're talking right now about the pandemic getting bad around Christmas time. And so no one will ever go back to the way it used to be. We didn't know any better.
Yeah.
When you think about it, you think back 20, 30 years ago, some of the things that we did, you'd say, you know what, I probably would do it differently now.
Yes.
Because we learned more.
Yes. So things are always going to be somewhat different, but not always wearing masks, right? I hope.
Well, I have a feeling we're going to be wearing masks for the rest of our careers.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think you'll see anyone out there doing dentistry, medicine, anything like that without a mask on.
But the people who go grocery shopping say once the pandemic is somewhat over, pretty much, they won't have to wear a mask going to Demoulas, right, or Market Basket.
I would be one of those people that probably would continue wearing it.
Yeah.
Unless they can prove to me
Yeah.
that this is not going to cause problems.
Yeah.
Now we're better educated.
Yes.
We know more than we used to know.
Yeah.
We want to be careful. We don't want anyone to be in harm's way.
Yes.
And that's the way it's going to be.
It's not that bad though. Now that I've gotten used to it, and I think everybody else.
Took a while though.
Yes.
It took a while. You think that this is ridiculous, and then you think about it a little more, and you say, you know what? I understand it.
Yes.
I know why we're doing what we're doing, and there's good reasons for everything that we're doing right now.
Yes.
Sometimes it gets a little crazy because they put a lot of restrictions on.
Yeah.
But all of those restrictions are there for a reason.
Yes.
And if we can keep someone from getting sick, I'm all for it.
Yes. In fact, I'm one of the small percentage that when I go grocery shopping, I not only wear a mask, I wear plastic gloves.
Yeah.
Because I'm concerned about what might be on the foods and the boxes and everything else. And it's not hard to put them on and then take them off. So I like to be, actually, I always used to, even before the pandemic, wipe down the handle on the carts. There's so many germs I read on these handles.
It's disgusting.
And Market Basket, they always had
and they wash them.
sanitizers.
They're washing them down before they go out. But the stuff that you could pick up from
get so many colds and flus, etc. Yeah. So I always used to wipe them down anyway because I'm kind of a germaphobe.
Yeah.
But now, and it doesn't bother me at all, when I go grocery shopping or at Costco too, which pick up clothes as well or whatever, I always wear the mask and the gloves.
Have you been sick this year?
I don't think so, no.
There you go.
I know.
You're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and it's protecting you.
And I bet you many other people haven't had as many colds this year because...
It's scary.
Yeah.
It just breaks down into being a scary thing. And everyone just needs to use their head. Think before you do anything.
Yes.
And it'll help.
And I think Reed and Bill Gates has been talking about it, how, as you mentioned, in the future, I think we're going to be susceptible to more and more pandemics because we are no longer an isolated country. There are thousands and thousands of people flying in and out of the United States and other countries every day. And so they bring in these pathogens, right, that we all can get sick from, and then they can spread so quickly. And that's what happened with COVID-19, right?
Absolutely.
It came in maybe originally from China, and Europe got it, and then Europe brought it over to us quite a bit.
Yeah.
And before you know it, we have 200,000 plus deaths in the United States. So here we are in the end of September 2020. Well, Dr. Sargent, I think you're taking all the appropriate precautions.
I think we are. If we're not, and if you see something, let me know so that we can change it.
I definitely will, but no, everything looks so sanitary and great, and you're working so hard here. We mentioned before, maybe on the other video, how Dr. Sargent would be here. Just in case there were emergencies, Dr. Sargent would come in and answer the phones quite often, be here to take care of emergencies.
That's when they shut everything down.
When they shut everything down, during that...
People still got toothaches.
Yeah, during those
someone had to be here.
During the 3 months, right?
Yeah.
Of the kind of summer of 2020.
I slept in the waiting room a few of those nights.
Well, I'm glad you didn't sleep through our little tour today, Dr. Sargent.
Thank you for coming in, Tom.
It was great talking with you, Dr. Sargent, and I look forward to coming in again to always talk to you and visit with you.
Thank you. It's nice seeing you.